Hello, let's make another quick video on this Airbnb clone Ruby on Rails series. And in last video, we added an option to upload images, remove images, all that we have done. I quickly want to add, before I move on to add property, I quickly want to add another option, which is deleting the property. So for that, think for a second, take your time, how you will do that. Like what will be the controller name, whether you will create it or not, how it will work, what will be the Rails path for that route, how you will arrange it. Think about that. Pause this video at this point, because we have already done this for a really long time. So try to think, and based on that, now I will start working on it and compare how you are learning about it, right? So let's go. So for destroy, we don't need to create a separate route and all those things, because by default it has already been covered in our code. Rails routes -c owner /properties. So if we go to these routes, you see we created this on our own. Patch is we have created. These were the actions that are provided by default by the Rails framework, right? So we have a delete also. How can we use that? We can use it using destroy action. Currently it doesn't exist in our code, but by default it is part of it, right? So I just have to use the definition and edit it. Okay, it's like in any class there is a constructor, right? So even if you are not using it, it is there, you are just not writing the code. So similar to that, destroy is already there, we are just not using it right now, and now we will use it, edit it. How can we use path for that? For all path related to these, we have owner property. So owner property path will work for this also. And we used delete related functionality for our button also, these buttons. So we'll directly copy that context here. Let me create a separate section here actually. And I'll get rid of this. What I'll do is border red 500, delete property, and color should be red 700 for now. Refresh, go to bottom, and we have this. Great. Instead of 700, let's make it 500 only. Okay, and not base, instead 2XL. It should be clearly visible. Then maybe create a divider. I'm directly copying this from Tailwind, but now at this point we have used it at various places, and you can even see this code. I'll just edit this code a bit. We have this, we just need, we can get rid of this, we don't need this. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this does work, but we need to make it a bit better. Red 500. Maybe what I can do is I can use something like this directly. Yes, it also works. But doesn't look good. Let's get rid of this. Let's not go in depth of it. And now we have to add a button. So this was the button that we used for removing the property and all. So now we'll use it directly here, but we don't need SVG. So we don't need this and also. We'll directly use delete this, but delete property, something like that. So let's use that. Delete property, refresh. Nope, this path will be creating an issue. So let's get rid of this and instead use this owner property path. Refresh. Why is it not working? comma, refresh. The button is still not visible because of this absolute and these kind of changes. Let's fix that. We have this now. Let's fix the UI a bit. So I'll break it into multiple lines. Background red 500, hover background red 700, opacity we don't need, text black, refresh, what's wrong, property delete property. Okay, we don't need this rounded this much, we can just have this, and white should be better. Okay, and px8 py2 edit padding a bit. Anything else? Maybe just delete. Yes, this might work. What else can we do in this? Looks fine to me. I'll just add margin top 2. Okay, and when I click on it, it will go to controllers, so I'll have to introduce destroy definition destroy, and I'll just write raise. Let's click on it. Let's check the params, and we have method delete authenticity token, this controller destroy id 6 for the 6th property. Great, so it is working sort of. I just want to try out one thing before I clearly mention what I'm trying. Okay, it won't work. What I was thinking was whether we can pass some details in this which users typed to make it more secure. Meaning whenever we are deleting something, there are normally 2 steps for deleting, right? We don't just directly delete it. So I was thinking we can have an edit box where we inform user to type something, and when they type it, then only we will allow them to delete. So for that, let me search one thing. Pass data in delete destroy query rails. How to destroy multiple? Nope. The instrument release record triggers callback delete to the thread scripts and deletes. Okay, there are 2 options, destroy and delete, so we should normally use destroy only unless until we want something really fast. Okay, let me think, how can we make it a bit more secure? These are flash messages, I don't want that. This is something that I think edit box related detail is much more better because clicks are not that, like whenever we see click alert, we normally tend to choose one of the options without thinking much. I don't want to go in that direction. So what we can do is, and I don't want to finish this functionality right now because if we delete this property, then we'll have to reset the database to revisit the same concept and those kind of things. So let's do one thing. Let's try this again. We can create our custom destroy action, and using that we can fix this. So basically we can create a custom action, but I don't want to do that. That would be much more wrong actually. So let's directly do that. What you can do is in front end you can introduce an alert box using a stimulus, and then you can apply that. In our case we have already covered those kind of things, so I think let's skip that in this video. Let's fix this, and let's introduce a paragraph p tag class /p this action is permanent and irreversible. Are you sure? Refresh this. Okay, my2 let's reduce size to see this correctly. Yeah, and I want this to be empty4. Looks good. Delete owner property. Let's go ahead and delete this. So now at that property dot destroy, and once this is done we'll have to visit this page, which is owner properties path. Now although it is a successful thing, I'll still pass an alert where what I'll do is I'll use the property name and let's try this. Refresh, edit, delete, deleted successfully. Refresh. Okay, let me do one thing. This video is over sort of. I want to keep it this much only. Now before I go in depth of implementing the add property and all, I'll just delete all the properties using this option. Or it is an optimization related thing, which what I was thinking is once I start deleting all the options, then we should see what type of details are remaining in our database. Let's try this. Edit, delete. Okay, this is also done. If we go to home page, then there are these many properties. Let's transfer it to this user, clear rails console property dot all dot pluck id 4523. These are the 4 properties. So what we'll do is property dot find 4, or maybe let's write 2 dot update user id to 1, sorry, it should be this. Okay, this is 1. Same thing for 3, 4, 5. Basically I'm transferring all the properties to this particular user. 3, 4. I won't make all the changes right now. Two is still there. Okay, exit, sorry, 2 will remain there. So what we can do is we can go to this same user again and we see all the 4 properties, right? Just follow along. I have something in mind related to where we might have missed database management. So let's delete this, deleted, delete, deleted, delete, deleted, delete, deleted. Okay, so all the properties have been deleted. Now if we visit homepage, there is no error, that's fine. We should show an empty state here, empty page, which should not happen anyhow, but still let's show that. So what I'll do is I'll add a to do to our views, home index, to do show empty page state. That's one. Now there is one thing related to database, Rails console. If all the properties have been removed, then we will have to see what all tables do we have. Let's go to schema. If all the properties have been removed, all its amenities should also get removed, property amenities. So let's try to find that. Property amenity dot all. There is nothing, which is great. So it is working correctly. All its reservations should also get removed. Reservation dot all, correct. Payment dot all, correct. Let's do reviews, review dot all, correct. Wishlist dot all, correct. But we cannot be sure actually if it is 100% correct or not, because we did not made any reservations and payments. But I think you got the idea. So what you can do is before delete, reset the database, add all the properties, and then make some payments, add some reviews, make some transactions, add some properties to wishlist, and then check these details. I'll do that in the next video. It was on the go, so but yeah, I think it would be a good learning thing for you, that how we can manage things. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you. Bye bye.